commandment in the Bible that says don't mix linens with wool? Let's talk about it. Leviticus 19:19 says don't mix linen with wool. That seems really simple and really obvious, but like, what does it mean? Why can't we mix linen and wool? I mean, we do that today. I mean, well, what's wrong with that? I mean, Leviticus 19:19 says, you shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let the cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow by thy field with the mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. Don't put it on your body. Deuteronomy 22:11 also says, thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together. Why in the world does the Bible say that? Well, in a main sense, of course, you mix different animals together. The Bible's saying on a topical level that, you start messing with the gender, start messing around with commingling and co-mixing the gene pool. There's probably some genetic issues that come about. But I think there's something deeper. I think the something that's deeper is going to blow your mind. Like, for real, blow your mind. God had some issues of purity because of all the pagan practices, and I know that the Bible is pointing to that. But I'm not talking about that right now. See, when Deuteronomy 22:11 says, thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as woolen and linen together, there's some key words in there. Let's look at that word diverse sorts. What's God trying to show us? Well, this diverse sorts or diverse kinds has to do with two kinds. And right here, I see the word pelaim, and that's plural. So if you keep tracing the word back and you use a concordance app or something, you go down to the Brown Driver Biggs 3608 at its root goes all the way back to this word kele, which means imprisonment, restraint, confinement. Wait a minute, restraint? What's this have to do with restraint? I thought it said don't mingle the two, don't mix them, but now it's talking about restraint. Oddly enough, though, there's a material today that's used called chantenase, and it combines linen and wool. And generally it's used in those strands and knots inside the prayer shawl called the talit by the Jewish people. And they use it to cover their head. It has to do with being covered in the law. But we're not going to go into that this time. I will say the law is pretty restraining, though. So what's wool? Well, in the Strong's 6785, we're going to define it. That's just wool. The word's samer. 6593, pishtay is the word for linen. Actually, linen comes from a type of flax seed. But both wool and linen have really amazing properties. I can't wait to tell you guys this. Well, in 2003, there was a doctor by the name of Heidi Crawford Yellen. She did a study on the human body and fabrics and how the electromagnetic fields affect everything. And I didn't make this up. This is science, and you guys out there love science. Her study suggests that certain materials on the human body can affect you differently in a positive or negative way. I find that incredible. Basically, this thing's called an infrared spectrometer, and it regulates or it registers. It reads the electromagnetic fields, and was actually introduced. The idea was adopted from a farmer, actually, and he was trying to figure out a way to kind of maintain his yield to figure out how his crops were doing. That's kind of where it came from. It was a way to monitor their harvest. God works in the way God works. You thought I was going to say mysterious ways. Well, it was discovered that cotton, very similar to the human body, between 70 and 100 hertz, was a common. That was the frequency level of the cottons, and there's other materials, but just to make it simple. Synthetic materials like polyester and all kinds of other stuff. Actually, the synthetic materials would be closer to 10. And really, if you went below 10-ish, basically, it was dead. There was nothing to offer when it comes to like any additives, any electronic, anything. But I want to point something out, that linen happens to be 50 times as much as the human body. You see a lot of linen stuff in the Bible. Angels wore linen, saints wear linen. You see linen everywhere. You see linen in the tabernacle, linen, linen, linen. So why would God take these simple little words, don't mix linen and wool, done, wrap it up, and why is he saying that? He's trying to show us something. So wool and linen both had a frequency of 5,000 megahertz, but in completely opposite directions. And guess what happened? Each of their beneficial properties canceled out the other ones. So when you mix them, basically nothing happens. It's a waste. Wool's anti-static, anti-odor, anti-water resistant. It's actually fire retardant as well. And of course, why wouldn't it be? In those days, you didn't have heating and air, and it got cold. Probably a lot of fires. I mean, God knew what he was doing. And what do you know? It's hypoallergenic as well. And Flax is good for ingestion. It helps lower cholesterol. It helps with headaches. And it turns out that some Japanese hospital figured out that if they changed the sheets out with linens that people had bed sores, they'd slowly go away or they wouldn't develop them. I mean, the benefits of linen is antimicrobial, antibacterial, hypoallergenic. Perspiration's 150% less than cotton. It prevents gamma rays. There's no static, and it makes you sleep really well. And this is crazy. It's also been said to be able to help bring down or get rid of incurable diseases, even affect things like cancer, my friends. Linen's a type of super material. So obviously God said, listen, there's these two materials and they're 5,000 hertz, one direction, 5,000 the other direction. They have all these amazing properties, but when you combine them, you stop everything. And why would you want to stop something that's so much better for us than cotton and man-made materials? He says, don't mix them. He kept it simple. You mix them, they're good for nothing. I always wonder, the Bible talked about, God said that, not to sweat in the outfits and the garments, that somehow that liquid activate those principles to even speed it up. Who knows? I guess so in Deuteronomy 22, when God said, don't mix things of diverse sorts, it goes all the way from human beings all the way down to materials. He knows exactly what he's doing. And if you don't think that's awesome, I can't help you. God bless you guys.